Hello everyone and welcome to May's Crochet. I am Rachel. What are we doing this week? We are making Halloween apparel because it is super rare and hard to find out in the wild. Anyway, I plan on doing 5 different things this week. I don't know if I'll get them all done. There'll be a couple of things of crochet. I will try to make something with my Centro knitting machine. I hope to do some fabric painting. I haven't done it in, I think, over a year. I miss it. I love it. It's just a lot of setup sometimes to get to it, but I'm gonna try to knock something out. Maybe do some resin. Haven't done any resin in a long time either. So anyway, aiming for 5 things. We'll see if I get all 5 done. Considering it's me, I would be very surprised if I do get all 5 things done, but you know, it's okay. It's not that I doubt myself, it's just that I know myself. So I'll get on to the first project and hopefully I'll get those 5 things done. So we're gonna start with the easiest thing, which is the Centro machine. I'm going to make a beanie with glow-in-the-dark yarn. I've never worked with glow-in-the-dark yarn before. I can tell you winding it up yesterday left kind of a funky feeling. Not quite a residue, but like my fingers were like, that feels weird. This is the DIY Glow, and it's in the color Ecru. They had multiple colors, but it's supposed to glow in the dark. We'll see. I'll make the hat. I'll charge it up in the sun. There's pretty much just one space in the whole house without any light that can get into it, and we'll test it out down there. These are only 71 yards a pop. I've got several. Should be enough to make a hat, and it says it's a 4-weight. It's definitely a skinnier 4-weight, and it's polyester. So I want to make the hat long enough to have a fold over brim and then put something on the brim. Probably the word boo. It's pretty basic. I thought about making it look like a ghost face. Not ghost face, but a ghost face. Yeah, that might look a little silly though. I don't know. But first I have to make the hat. That's what this is for. I hope this decides not to be a pain in my butt and drop stitches. I'll also let you know that it's probably gonna slide. The suction cups don't work. Some people put it on like glass or a mirror or something. I don't have any glass or mirror lying around that's big enough. Do I? I might. I'm gonna check into that before I get started. Anyway, so I'm aiming for about 120 rows because I've done that before to make a nice brim size. I'll be right back. Okay, I found a giant ass piece of glass. It's part of the frame for this print of Starry Night that I've had forever and have not hung it on the wall in this house. For some reason, despite the fact that we've lived here for 8 years, it's just been on the floor in our like bedroom, like leaning against the wall. Like we don't walk on it or anything. But anyway, I just went and grabbed that. And hopefully this is heavy enough that it's not gonna slide around. All right, let's make a hat. Okay, I don't know which tension to use because I feel like most of the yarn that I've put through this machine before has been thicker, and I put it in the middle and then they end up a little tight on my head. They're good for the girls, or were. Maybe I should have a really big head. Anyway, but this is skinnier yarn, so if I use a tighter tension, will it be smaller? Do I go with it? All right, I'm gonna go with the loosest tension on the machine. I hope no stitches are dropped. Okay, all right. I'm just really nervous because it's so many drop stitches last time I used it. I don't want this to mess up. Oh, side note, I did start this trying to do the slip stitch in the back loop ribbed beanie effect, and oh my God, that would have taken a million years. So we're going the easy route. Hopefully, as long as the stitches don't drop, it'll be easier. Okay, enough talk. Let's make some stuff. And yes, I know that there are the side crank things, like drills basically, that can make them go really fast, but again, since mine drop stitches like crazy sometimes, I don't want to go that fast because something's gonna mess up. So I've never bought one, have no interest in it. I don't use it that often, so. Dropped a stitch. Son of a bitch! Really hoping this yarn would be thin enough that this was not gonna be an issue. Okay, so it dropped a stitch and now it just wants to drop all the stitches, or at least enough to drive me crazy. So I'm not gonna make you watch this painful experience. It's painful enough for me. It's not that exciting anyway. It's just me turning this and pushing things down with this little needle to make sure that it doesn't drop. So I'm gonna finish this hat off camera because the reasons I just told you. And I will come back and figure out how we will decorate the brim. So in the time it took me to make sure this damn thing didn't drop any stitches, I could have learned to properly knit with needles and made a damn hat, because this took far too long. You can see it's now dark outside. No, I haven't literally been working on it for like the last 9 hours, but far longer than what these things are supposed to take, because you're supposed to crank out a hat in like 30 minutes with these things. I had to babysit it and it was long. It was really long. I did have to work at the dance studio tonight, so that's why I was gone. And yes, this is really long, but I wanted it to have a brim. Also, I had to start over. I had about 40 rows in and I decided to start over because I had it on the loosest tension, and it was just too loose for this. I mean, even this, I put it on the medium tension. This feels pretty loose, but that's okay. Onward and upward. Let's get this into a hat formation and then go from there. And it took about 2 2/3 of a skein of this stuff, which again, I think was only like 71 yards. Watch me actually get this thing made, and then lo and behold, it won't glow in the dark. Definitely too loose a tension. It fits on my head, but it's loose. Like, it's loose. But onward and upward again, like I said. So this week I'm working at the dance studio. I think I already mentioned it. I couldn't work on the hat because I'm not taking this intro there with me because it's embarrassing, but I did start on the appliques that I'll be working on. So here's the bee. There'll be a little ghost that comes out of this. Let's see. I'm gonna make the brim bigger. Here's the bee. Here's the first O. It's the start of a pumpkin. Then I'll finish these tomorrow and sew them on. So it'll say boo. It'll be cute. I hope. The pattern is linked below. It's from the Yarn Conspiracy. I did film myself working on these two things while I was at the studio today, and I will finish it up tomorrow morning. And I'm just gonna put all that footage right here. And the next time you see me, it'll all be on the hat. Well, the next time you see me live, not making these things, it'll all be on the hat. That's the plan. It's late. I need to go to bed. I think we're done. I think we might need to part ways, unless there's some way to fix it. The problem is, it was just a cheap piece of plastic, so it's like, is it worth it? This thing wore me out. Took far too long. Far too long. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow. Finished. Yay. So the cat in the pattern was like the cat's head coming out of a little green circle, ring, whatever. And then the body and the paws. And I'm like, but a cat's head is a circle, so it could just be an O. So yeah, I just made it a little bigger so it matched the same size as the pumpkin. I mean, doing all this was cute. I mean, it looks cute. Just the hat itself sucks. This is not yarn made for like a full hat, at least not on a Centro knitting machine. It's too loose of a tension. I don't know. It's very loose. And yes, I put a pom-pom on it because I have a million of them. If I get to the end of this and this does not glow in the dark, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Because I mean, I could have made this just fine with plain white yarn instead of glow in the dark yarn, but I don't think I'll be working with this stuff again. I just don't have a use for it, and again, the feeling that it leaves behind is kind of gross. I'm almost scared to put it on my hair, but yep. So yeah, one project down. It's fine, it's cute, like whatever. So next we are taking this plain white sweatshirt and we're gonna do some more applique, but I'm only gonna do one thing, just a bunch of the one thing. And I've already practiced it to make sure I want to do it. And this is a little bat, obviously. I'm going to make some slightly bigger bats in 4 different colors. I'm gonna do purple, this lime green, orange, and black. And I picked a white sweatshirt because it is what I happen to have. I will do bigger. This was it with a 2 1/4 millimeter hook. So I'll probably try like maybe a 3 1/2 or 4, make them a little looser, a little bigger, and then just, I don't know if I'll do them like all the way across or like 2 here and 2 here, or all the way down. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, this pattern is by Happy Berry Crochet, who has some amazing tutorials, especially when it comes to like little tiny applique or teeny tiny mini amigurumi stuff. She's just fantastic. I've used so much of her wisdom over the years to get stuff done. And so yeah, I'll be making 4 bats in 4 different colors and then just needle and thread sewing it on. Okay, so this one I tested earlier. I did with a 2 1/4 millimeter crochet hook, which I think I already mentioned. But for the sweatshirt, I needed something bigger. So this, I'm doing 3 1/2. And I think like 4 of these, like in different colors right across, will look cute. So yes, pretty decent size, and it's a pretty quick tutorial. But it is late, and I think I'm gonna save the other 3 for tomorrow morning, but I've got the purple one done. So I still have all day tomorrow to work on stuff and edit, and yeah. So I will come back after I've made the other 3 bats and then start working on placing them and sewing them down onto the sweatshirt. So it'll be just like what you just watched, only in different colors. Okay, we are back. It is very late the next day. I did get all 4 bats completed, woven in, ready to go on the sweatshirt. Just haven't worked up the desire to work on the sweatshirt by hand stitching everything on. Hopefully later, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to the painting part. So I got this graphic of a melting skull. Ignore how terrible my printer is. It needs calibrated or something. Anyway, I tried making my own, but just didn't really care for anything. So I did find this graphic on Etsy, and we're gonna paint it. It's giving Punisher, but no, it's not the Punisher. So let's not. It's just a melted skull. Anyway, I have this sweatshirt I got from Walmart. I cropped it and re-sewed the bottom hem on. It was also one of those split hems. I hate that look on me. It's very unflattering. So then I sewed the hem together and then sewed it back on the sweatshirt after I cropped it. And we're just gonna do a nice little, nice little skull. And I haven't had a skull sweatshirt in a really long time. I had a really cute one years ago, but it was all glittery and it ended up peeling apart, being kind of gross in the end. And what's really great about this is it's not strictly Halloween. I could wear it anytime and still look good. Anyway, so I'm just gonna use Tulip's soft black paint, fabric paint, and it says soft, not always really that soft, but it's okay. I fear using markers because it can rub the fabric and make it pill or just not look good under the graphic, so I'd rather just paint it on. So I printed it off on my printer. I don't have anything special. I printed it off on cardstock, and then I use an X-Acto knife to cut out the design, and then I put double stick tape on it and get it to stick down. I don't have any kind of special machine because I don't do it often enough to justify that kind of expense. So I know there are Cricuts and all kinds of things out there that you can do this with. I don't have that because I wouldn't use it enough, I don't think. And I really do enjoy the physical act of painting fabric. And I've made some really cool stuff. I don't do anything complicated because I'm not good with shading and all that stuff. But yeah, a nice silhouette or something, it's not bad. Or like something with a silly saying on it, I'll do that too. Ooh. I really meant to wear black today and then didn't. So this is one of my favorite sweatshirts. I hope I don't mess it up. Just have an assortment of brushes. there's really not a lot to this. I just got to get the fabric covered, basically. It's crunchy. Let me get baby wipes down here. Baby wipes are really great for cleaning too, in all sorts of things. They're very helpful in the craft room, as are puppy pads, just to lay down for a small section of something. If you're not someone who has like big drop cloths or anything, puppy pads work really well. Stuff is thick. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna do around the eyes first. So I'm just gonna speed through this. I don't know how many coats it'll take. It's a dark fabric, so hopefully not too many. Okay, it looks pretty well covered. I am obviously going to wait for it to dry, and then we'll see what we have. Hopefully nothing got under the tape. It's a fear I have sometimes happening, but I do my best, and I'll try to fix it afterwards if it did, like try to round out some edges and things like that. So we're going to wait for it to dry. That's not going to really help. I'm just wasting my time and my energy. So far, so good. Hopefully I just needed that one coat, but after it dries, I will go back in and fill out anything else, and then I will also peel off the stencil and see if anything under it needs to be fixed. Okay, it's not fully dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and peel stuff up because I think it'll be fine. It's been a while since I painted something, so I don't know, we'll see. Not bad so far. Okay, there's still some wet spots, so I'm trying to be really careful, but overall it looks like the stencil held, the sticky on the back of the stencil held, and I may not need another coat. Doesn't look like anything got outside the lines. It looks like I got all the spots covered. Go ahead and hold it upside down for you to see, and then we'll get a full effect later. Still waiting for it to completely dry, but I think it might be good. Like one coat, first attempt. I mean, it was a very thick coat. It's very thick paint as it is, but I may have actually knocked this out in like 10 minutes. Gonna wait for it to dry a little more, give it a test, make sure everything's dried up, check for any lighter spots, cover those if needed. It doesn't look like I need to clean anything up around the edges. Like, I don't want to speak prematurely, but I'm pretty proud. So let's give it a little while longer to dry. So I finished it. I did add a little extra paint in certain places where it looked lighter, and I could still see some of the fabric poking through. Not poking through, but you know, you could still see some of the stitches. Anyway, and then I went and ironed it because I was fairly certain I was supposed to iron it to seal it in. I feel like I've done that before, but this hasn't happened on any of the others, so maybe I haven't. I know I've definitely done it with marker, like fabric markers. But anyway, it is now like highly textured. I mean, I don't hate it. It's actually kind of cool. Unfortunately, there's little white flecks everywhere. They're kind of scratching off, but I don't know where that's from. I used like baker's paper to protect it from the iron. I checked the bottle because I don't read things before I'm supposed to do them. I wait till I screw something up or something goes horribly awry or just unexpected, and then I read what I was supposed to do. And it does say to hold the iron above with the steam setting on. I didn't do that. I applied pressure heat on baking paper on top of the shirt. And it still has this 3D effect. I just hope these little white flecks go away. Otherwise, I'm satisfied. I think it turned out great. I was supposed to wait 4 hours before I did the heat thing, and it's only been like 1.5. And I will have to wait like 3 days before I'm supposed to wash it inside out on coal, blah, 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 blah. But otherwise, if these little white flecks will go away, I think this is a win. So, yeah, pretty cute. Not really sure what's next. I know I still have to do the bat appliques. This may be a tomorrow morning thing. I'm working on something else, but I don't want to mention it just yet. As far as the resin goes, that's not happening. I was going to do it earlier today. I don't have resin. I didn't realize that. I haven't made anything with resin in over a year, and so I just assumed I had it, and I've never run out before. Turns out I didn't have any at all. That's not going to happen this week. Just maybe in a couple weeks. So yeah, it was nice having one win out of 2. I mean, the hat is still fine, but it's not really great. And I don't honestly know how much I'll wear it. But this is a win once I get these little white flecks off after I run it through the washer and dryer. I still have 2 things that I had planned, and one's mostly done. I just have to sew the applique bats onto the sweatshirt. The other thing I hope will get done, but it's looking iffy at this point. Because this is Thursday and I would like the video to go out tomorrow and not in the middle of the night, so it doesn't get any views or engagement or anything. But I do already have everything up to this point edited, so that's a win for me. And anyway, enough rambling. I will see you later. Okay, so we are going to finish up this sweatshirt that I finished the bats on yesterday morning, and then we're going to call it a video because I don't have time to make the other thing that I wanted. I will talk about that at the end and show you what I didn't do. Oh well. So I'm just using white polyester thread because I'm not going to change out all the colors. I don't even have lime green. I've never sewn anything in lime green. It'll be fine. I'm going to try to do it in the back. I say it'll be fine. I honestly don't know. But I'm just going to try to do it in the back here and not have it come through on the front. But it's, it's thin, so it should be okay. I hope this position's okay. I forgot that this was like a raglan top. That always throws me off. So I feel like this is the middle right here. But if I actually push the black bat over a little bit to actually make this center, then it completely pushes all this off. And I think they're I think they're straight. Yeah, I don't know. I've always had trouble with raglan shirts or sweatshirts or putting something on it, centering it, making it right. Anyway, I'm going to get started. I'm not going to make you watch all this. I don't even want to live all this, but here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do the orange one here, and I don't think I'm gonna get the purple and green one right next to him. I think I'm gonna have to do them a little further down, so they'll be like kind of like a arch. But 1 down, 3 to go. God, I hope that's on right. Oh, he looks a little crooked. It's okay. Maybe he has a wonky wing. It could happen. All right, I did it. Well, did I? I mean, I did 4. I did 3 out of 4. I'm not counting 5. I know we started off with a goal of 5, but not having the resin, I'm counting it 3 out of 4, which is 75%, which is a C in most United States public school systems grading scales. Passing, it's okay. But let me show you the one thing I didn't get done. So it's a spider web. It was going to be a spider web top by Crochet Treat, I believe. I bought the pattern like last year or the year before. It's the Hello Web Top. I will link it below. And I started it and I'm like, well, it's working out pretty quick. It's just mostly chains and some triple or double triple crochet stitches. But it wasn't working out fast enough because she suggests a 4-weight yarn. I have tons of this sporty weight yarn, much skinnier, so it's going to take longer. But I will eventually get it done. It just, ran out of time. So that's the one thing that didn't get done. But all in all, not terrible. Got 3 new items for my closet. Still not 100% sure about this beanie, which does glow in the dark, by the way. But, you know, hey, it matches this sweatshirt, so. And overall, I think these did okay. I still don't think they're 100% even, but again, it's a very cheaply made sweatshirt, so maybe the sweatshirt wasn't even to begin with. I don't know. So I'll link everything below. The applique pattern for the boo. Again, this was just made on this intro, which I will try oiling before I kick it to the curb. Also, this graphic and the YouTube video tutorial for this. And yeah, I'll go ahead and link the pattern for the spiderweb top. I'm not going to finish it on camera ever, but if you see me wearing it, you'll know, hey, I did it. Otherwise, I believe that is it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things. And next week, we'll be making some Halloween home decor. So come back, and I will see you then. Bye.